casting bones as a form of divination to gain an answer from your higher self, from your ancestors, spirit guides, or whoever you might be communicating with or need answers from. These are my personal bones, charms. You would throw them down, where they land, how they land, the position they land in, where they land next to, what they land on top of. It all gives you ideas to help you form an answer. So obviously we got the 2 dice, represent numbers, dates. Numbers have a representation too, you know what I mean? 1 being new beginnings, 2 being choice, 3 creativity, 4 is stability, so on and so on. So it's up to you to determine, according to the question, what the numbers represent and mean. You should have your own representation, definition of what the numbers represent. So we have them. We have the ring, represents relationships between 2 people, partnerships. You know what I mean? Between 2 people, maybe an organization, a group, something you're partnered with, but most often the relationship, romantic or otherwise. That's the ring, obviously. Right side up and downward. It's coiling up. So that's that. We got the seashell, represents the water element, represents the female element, and everything that goes along with that. So could be a zodiac sign connected to water. It could be a female. Could be that feminine energy that needs to take a look at. Right side up, upside down. So how that lands, where, in what position, on top of, next to, will help you formulate your answer. So we got the numbers, relationships, and the feminine aspect. We're going to move over to the masculine, to the male. This bone represents the male energy. So like I was saying, where it's landed, how it's landed, where in the board, or in the circle, outside the circle. Obviously, that would be right side up, nice and flat, and then upside down. So I try to make it to where it can go upside down or right side up. So that represents the male element. The tooth represents communication. Obviously, could represent a lot. Could represent something needing to be said. Maybe something's blocking you from speaking what you need to speak. You know what I mean? Depending on how that lands, right side up or upside down, it could land a bunch of different ways. So depending on where that lands, will help you come up with an answer. The compass represents direction in life, where you need to go, maybe a point you're trying to reach. So obviously, where it lands, how it lands, upside down, right side up. So maybe something's blocking your direction. Maybe something's opening the way. Something needs to be focused on so you can reach your reach your destination. You know what I mean? All these things come into play. You know what I mean? To give you an answer. Next, we got the finger. That also will point the way. You know what I mean? Point the way to something. So, the finger, nail. So obviously, right side up, upside down. Where that lands, how it lands, will help you come up with your answer. Next, we got the key. Key represents a lot. The key represents obviously opening doors. Maybe something's locked, needs to be looked at a little bit more. Maybe something's ready to be opened up. Maybe there's a new door that you need to go through. Start a new journey. Maybe you need to close the door on something, lock it, throw it away, end something. That's what the key represents. Right side up, upside down. That's the key. Next, the mirror. The mirror represents things need to be seen. Maybe something's hidden. Maybe you're suppressing something, you don't want to see it. But the mirror is gonna show you what needs to be looked at. That's the mirror. I love that little piece. So obviously where, how that falls around what will help you come up with a answer to your question. Next, we have the coin. Represents money, obviously. Financial. Could be a job. Something like that. Anything got to do with money. Obviously. Right side up. Heads. Upside down, tails. Maybe you need to take a look at something. Maybe you need to take a look at something and it's blocking your money. You know what I'm saying? Numbers, a date, anything. A financial relationship, all kinds of good stuff. Help you come up with an answer. Where and how that falls will also help you come up with the answer. Ooh. And we have the quartz crystal point. Represents divine knowledge, wisdom, higher guidance. Could mean maybe one of your angels, maybe one of your spirit guides, the ancestors. You know what I mean? That divine knowledge and wisdom will also point to something, maybe away from something. Right side up. And upside down. So that's what the crystal represents. So you can take these and you can ask a question. Something's troubling you. You need something. You need clarification. You just need wisdom, guidance on right now. Not the past, not the future, but right now. So you would take these and maybe you would throw them like that. And if they land one's outside the ring, it would get put to the side. But then you would go around and you would interpret how they fell, where they fell. You know what I mean? Got the elements, you know, you can tie in the zodiacs. You can tie in a lot. You can tie in the angels associated with the elements. And it's up for you to determine what the spirit is saying to you. So that is how you would cast your bones to come up with an answer. Here's my little mat that I made out of cotton. So that's divining.